The Saints are delivering us the offseason of our dreams. First, the Honey Badger. Now, Jarvis Juice Landry. Who's next? Drew? Maybe they'll find shirtless Ed Ogeron on a Florida beach somewhere and they can bring him back too. Thomas, hit that intro.
Yo, what up? It's Deontay Harris with the New Orleans Saints. Y'all Saints Happy Hour podcast? Yeah. No bueno, not good. Y'all Saints takes. It's just awful. And I think it's because the drinks that y'all be drinking be having y'all a little woozy and y'all be forgetting like what team y'all talking about or something. I don't know what it is, but we gotta figure something out because it's bad. Let's regroup, reassess, and just be better, you know? All love.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch and remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour to get the best Saints podcast every day, and you get 2 months for free. Now listen, lots of new subscribers on Patreon this week. Thanks to Latoya, Spencer, Wade, DWM777. They all signed up. And thanks to Mike, Chad, Char, Thomas, Gustav, AVL Saint, and Keenan. They all upgraded to the $12 level so they can get their Smoke Monday every day t-shirt. Thomas, play the soundbite.
Smoke
Monday
every day.
And thanks to Ozman64 for subbing with Twitch Prime for the first time. Thanks, Oz. Speaking of which, did you know you can support the show free every month if you use Amazon Prime? All you have to do is go to twitch.tv/Saints Happy Hour and type !sub in the chat. It's really that easy. Thomas made a freaking step-by-step instructional bot for you. So go ahead and do it, even if you listen to the audio version of the show. And by the way, you can do it each month, so it's not like a one-time thing. You can support the show. It doesn't cost you anything, and we appreciate it. So what are we drinking, everybody? Kevin, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, shoot. What the hell is the name of that goddamn... Let me find it. Hang on.
Why don't you ask someone else while he is...
It's Busker. Busker. It's the Busker Irish whiskey. Sorry, I'd forgotten it. Busker.
I could have told you that. I'm drinking...
No, it's not Redemption Rye, asshole.
No, but it's the same thing you were drinking last week until you finished this.
Well, yeah.
Well,
not an alcoholic.
Well, no, but you can own more than one bottle at a time. I don't know if you were aware of that. There's not a rule, that you can only buy one bottle of whiskey at a time and own one. Myself, I have multiple bottles of rum. But tonight I am drinking. Yes, you have seen them. Tonight I'm drinking Spindle Tap Heavy Hands Haze Boy. I'm a Haze Boy. Juicy IPA.
Andrew, are you
Andrew
over
can't
COVID?
smell, so Andrew can't smell because of COVID. So this is the time where he should be drinking IPAs.
He's drinking bathtub
I'm
gin.
drinking
He can't
Hardywood German style Pilsner
Whoa.
from Hardywood here in Virginia, in Richmond, Virginia.
Your mic
Like
is not. You're not plugged in. Something going on.
Yeah. You sound like... Yeah.
Made it ruin.
I think it's the COVID.
Yeah.
I'll be back. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we
but
can
it
hear you.
sucks. The sound sucks.
Yeah, you sound like you're at the bottom of a well.
I'll be
Hey,
back.
everybody, it's our show. It's a classic version from 2016.
Every day, it's like the
Or
first.
2017 or 2018.
Basically,
19,
it's
or
any show the
20,
week before we hired Thomas.
21,
2010, 2009.
2009.
So,
God.
here's the thing. I was taking a nap on Friday afternoon, and I see Thomas is DMing me. He's texting me. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, oh my God, the Saints signed Jarvis Landry. Dave,
Hold on. This was a Friday?
It was Friday. It was
You were
Friday
taking a
like
nap.
3,
What time?
3:15, 3:20.
Okay. So weekday afternoon, 3:15, and you're napping. How is this possible?
I took a half day at work, and I got home, and I
Did you take a half day because you knew they were going to sign Jarvis Landry, and you were like, I got to be
No,
ready. I got to be home and ready.
Is this any better?
Oh,
That's
kind of. but
worse.
No.
No,
Worse.
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Okay, now
That's-
No, it sounds fine, Andrew. It sounds fine.
It is fine, Andrew.
yeah, we're all right.
I'm afraid to.
Yes, we got you
It's
back.
fine.
You're good.
You
All right,
sound
you're
better
good.
now.
It
All right, you're
sounds
good.
better.
Welcome back, Andrew. Welcome.
I'll tell you what looks amazing though. Andrew sounds as good as those Jarvis Landry highlights look, Dave.
When
I
did
mean-
Jarvis Landry get the nickname Juice? This is new to me. Now I'm not an LSU guy, so has he always had that nickname?
Yes.
Yes.
It seems like that's not a great nickname to have, considering O.J. Simpson. It's kind of almost like being nicknamed like Nazi. It's like Jarvis Nazi Landry. Like I feel like you should not have that nick. Like there's just some names that should be untouchable.
You retire.
That you shouldn't.
No.
Yes,
No.
yes. Juice and
No.
Nazi are the two nicknames I think that we should
I
retire.
wouldn't say- I
When,
wouldn't
but
say-
that's not.
Who has ever been nicknamed Nazi?
I
right?
don't-
Yeah.
Why do
what kind of ridiculous
Dave,
narrow-
what are you
narrow
on?
comparison is
You're,
that?
you're over analyzing the joke. I made a joke. It was
I
funny.
It was a terrible joke.
Ralph
But of
laughed.
all the things that could enter your head, you go with Nazi.
Nazi?
And it's, dude, like
I'm
seriously,
trying to
Dave,
think
like,
of like the worst thing you could think of.
Dave,
Mute-
listen,
mute
whatever
Thomas,
you are
mute
imbibing,
Dave for like 20-second mute for that. That's
whatever you are imbibing, and you know, maybe the heat controls are busted, and
went
it's
to-
now
the heat-
100 degrees down there,
The
and it's
heat is
affecting
still
your
messed
brain
up.
pattern. I don't know.
Your
worst joke
joke
I've
is as
ever heard.
bad as your Islander T-shirt, Dave.
is
the worst
joke I've
All right, well, now you've now you've made it personal.
Here's
That
why
was- that
he
was
should
Andrew.
be
That
called
was-
Juice. No, here's why he should be called Juice. One, fuck O.J. Simpson. I know I'm going out on a limb there. And two, there has been enough time to where somebody else can take a nickname like that and potentially rehab it. Why
Yeah.
shouldn't a guy that believes he's the shit and gets called that by his buddies or teammates or friends say, fuck it? That's my nickname.
I'm
That
Juice.
old fuck can piss off.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anybody under 25, it's 50-50 that they know who OJ is. Dave.
Yeah, OJ is just that old guy with the weird Instagram who somehow still manages to hang out with young blonde white women on his Instagram.
You want to talk about something that dates yourself? In the pre-show before we went on live, Kevin made a Kalen Caden reference.
Yes.
Kalen.
Some kind
Kato
of
Kalen.
way,
Kalen Caden.
this show, even in the pre-show, became OJ Simpson centric, which
Yes.
I don't.
Right, and I don't know if Dave was. No, Dave was there for that because you know Juge has a palatial estate and a guest house, and I
does.
said, "Listen, do you need a Kato Kalen? I'm willing to move out to Virginia."
Yeah, rent free, of course. Here's the thing, Kevin, that I want to talk about because I feel like the off season for the Saints has been amazing. The Saints, this plan of Mickey Loomis to do all the fun, cool stuff in May to stretch the content out for the show, it's amazing, Mickey. We love it. You should do it every year. But Kevin, I remember was it like a month ago or maybe like right before the draft, Saints Twitter, they were all mad because they couldn't close the deal on 30 catch Marquez Fontes Scantling because the Chiefs stepped in late and gave him $30 million, 30 million LOLs. Now, Loomis, he got his Juice Landry instead. Like, I feel like everything is coming up Millhouse for the Saints. And by the way, amazing graphic by Thomas comparing Landry to Scantling. Like, this is
I mean, $3 million. The cap nerds. The cap nerds are seriously. What are their tissues going to be used for this evening? Their tears or something else?
Oh my god!
What? What?
I don't get it. What are they going to be used for? Explain that.
What does that say? Best season? What is that?
Yeah, 1,100 yards, 3 times 1,000 yards. Scantling has 690 yards, his best season. Landry's been to the Pro Bowl 5 times. Scantling none. I mean, if we ever do a bracket of Thomas graphics, I think this needs to be a number 1 seed.
It's shocking the contract that the Saints got Landry for. It's unreal.
And we should have thought when we saw it was $6 million, that's the agent saying, "Oh, it's $6 million," and then it's like a couple days later, it's not really.
It's half that. Yeah,
it's half that. Like, here's the thing, Andrew Loomis, he got all the guys we wanted, and he didn't give a freaking inch in the contracts. Like the Honey Badger contract is 2 years, $19 million, I think. Like
18. Yeah,
$18 million.
No,
Like,
he got these guys for a song, and I feel like if you look back at, we talk about this all the time. I feel like the Saints have been on the losing end of Clowney, Ndamukong Suh, Jimmy Graham. I mean, there are countless examples of these guys they've chased that they've tried to get on the cheap, and they always end up going somewhere else.
That's right.
And they've lost out on all of them. And so I just kind of assumed Landry and Matthew were going to go that way too. And for them to get both is incredible. And
it is.
Look, the LSU fan in me is obviously very excited. Go Tigers, all that. And, I'm wearing the LSU shirt.
Go Tigers.
So, like, that's exciting and all. But, I mean, really and truly, I would be thrilled and pumped about getting these two guys if they went somewhere else. Like, just the pedigree, what they've done in the NFL. I'm talking about Matthew and Landry, the Pro Bowls that they've been to, the leadership, the production, all of it. The Saints are getting two really high-profile players. They're both still under 30, barely, but they're both still productive. It's not like a Champ Bailey situation where they're getting these guys at 33 years old, and you just hope they have
overpaying.
And they're getting them for cheap, and it's just, man, like they could be from Alabama, and I would be pumped.
I don't know how I feel. This is all new, uncomfortable territory for me. Like all these LSU players,
love it.
Like, my brain is telling me like
Why is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone.
My brain is telling me that these are great signings. These are good players. They are going to help our team.
Your heart's telling you that too.
Fans love them. They played for LSU. That's a team that a lot of Saints fans also like. But my heart is like, I hate this. This is really tough. This is tough.
You want to?
Can we just get somebody from Tulane on this team?
Like a small baby.
Did you see did you see who they cut to add Jarvis Landry?
No, who?
JJ McCleskey.
Oh,
that should have been. Who else on the team would be?
Walked right into
the Tulane player.
I also saw though that they did sign Divine Ozigbo.
That's right. My UDFA son, he's coming home.
Yes, who's back?
He's coming back.
Zigbo's back.
Speaking of coming back,
Kevin has more to say on this topic before we move on.
Yes, Ralph, I sent you a message, man. Did you not see it?
No, I don't see that message. Go.
Shit.
But go.
Well, whatever. So I just, because, we can't have all this positivity without somebody coming in and bringing in some sort of negativity. In this case, it's going to be me. Not like I'm not saying I don't like the signing or I'm against the signing. I like it, and I hope he does well and want him to do well. So two things. He had knee injuries last year.
He did.
And hip injury and a rib fracture in 2020.
This is Juice. We're talking about Juice here.
Right. Yes. This is Juice.
The Juice Man.
He took to Twitter earlier in the year to complain about the Browns, forcing him back onto the field while he was still trying to rehab these injuries. I just found this out Googling because
wonder why he was so cheap.
I'm just trying to figure out what his injury history had been.
Well, though, isn't it fair to say,
he's been really
though,
durable in the league,
that the Browns, Kevin, they have a history of being a shit show, and they signed Deshaun Watson to try to fix all their ills. Like Cleveland, they might have a worse medical staff than the Saints.
Right.
I don't know that for a fact. I'm just throwing it out there.
Right. that
It's the Browns.
according to the
You can tell me anything about the Browns, I'd believe it.
no. According to the Draft Sharks Injury Index, he is projected to miss 1.6 games.
All right. Well, that's
this year. Okay,
Boo.
so
whatever that
hang
is.
Up,
that's
hang
a
up.
little-
So rounding that up to 2 games, if he plays 15 games this season and has like 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns for $3 million, I would be happy with that.
Dude, he's making 50% more than Traquan. Like, Andrew, he catches 45 balls, it's a win. Right?
100%. At that price, yes. No
but
question.
Here's my question, though, Dave.
Honestly, you pay a guy 1 year, $3 million, and anything over 30 catches is a win.
Here's my question, Dave. Is it too many mouths to feed? They got Thomas, they got Olave, they got Juice Landry, they got Kamara, they got Taysom. How are they going to run football?
Schematically, no, it's not a problem. I don't think that's a problem at all. I think we can, we don't have Peyton this season, but we do have Pete Carmichael. And I would like to think that Pete Carmichael, having been offensive coordinator for this team for the last whatever years with Sean Payton, if he hasn't been heavily involved up to this point, he's certainly learned a few things and will be able to scheme an offense similar to what we've seen. So all that being said, yes, I would like to think that they can find a way to get 3 talented wide receivers involved. Now, off the field, Michael Thomas, I don't know. Michael Thomas he's a diva. He is a freaking diva. He is a Class A, your typical wide receiver NFL diva. And if you're in week 6 and Olave and Jarvis Landry are getting fed more than Michael Thomas, I'm sorry, but I don't see Michael Thomas just sitting there and being quiet and not chirping on Twitter and subtweeting and doing all that kind of crap.
I got a t-shirt idea, Andrew. Slant boys. Landry and Thomas.
We're all going to be a problem. I almost, I didn't have enough time, but I was going to.
I got the Jarvis. I got the fathead.
Yes, you've got the 3 of them. There's Olave, right. Michael Thomas.
That's right.
And Landry.
That's
all
right.
3 of them. Yep, right there on your wall. Juice.
Look, if the person who suffers is Troutman, because you got too many mouths to feed, sign me up for that.
Right.
Right. But yeah, look, Jameis Winston, he's been a 5,000 yard passer in the past. Let's chuck it all over the yard.
I mean, Kevin, I was thinking of this today. Jameis, this is the last chance saloon for him. Like, he's got no excuses. The Saints have set him up to succeed, and it doesn't matter if he gets injured. He has got to have a good season, or he is forever an NFL journeyman backup quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be some team that desperately needs a quarterback is going to bring him in with the hope that he can be the starter, and they can keep pointing to, he threw for 4,000 something yards here, and he threw for the 30 touchdowns in Tampa that 1 year, and then he did this that time with the Saints, and then this, but this is the ultimate pass or fail, put up or shut up, all the cliches. This is that moment.
Speaking of quarterback,
Dave, how was your bathroom trip? How was your bathroom? How was your bathroom trip, Dave? You've muted yourself.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
We haven't heard a word you said.
I want to get snacks. I got pretzels. I got a Cliff Bar.
Speaking of snacks and ridiculousness, Drew Brees got fired from NBC, reportedly. And he tweeted out that he might come back. So, I mean, they say it's a joke, but for content purposes on this podcast, it's not a joke. I mean, look at this. He said he's excited about the Saints signing Juice and Honey Badger. He's coming back. I mean, I'm just saying his arm strength, Andrew. Can't be any worse. I mean, he couldn't even throw the ball 5 yards.
Maybe a year off helps.
Maybe, yeah, heals it up. I mean, he's got more hair, so maybe his arm is stronger. Drew Brees, if he wants to come back, like, do we have him? I mean, if you thought fighting about Deshaun Watson was fun, think about fighting over Drew and Jameis.
I'm not gonna lie. If Drew Brees wanted to come back, I would take him over Jameis. I'm gonna say that out loud. Yeah, I'm serious.
How is it you are the one saying that? How is it that it's you saying that?
I just, I think Drew.
It is.
Drew could look pretty good with a couple slant boys.
I mean,
saying.
He had him fight top 5 with no arm in 2020.
But no, I don't think he's coming back. I think it's just I think Brees is at a weird place where I think someone just said this in the chat. He got fired for the first time in his life. Well, I guess you could say the Chargers sort of fired him, but I just think he did this for 1 year and it didn't really take. And I think he's at a place where he's a little confused and he's like, well, if I went back to football, that's something I know and that I know I'm good at and I could do it. And so I think there's like maybe a quick second of this would be fun, but no, look, the Saints are committed to Jameis at this point.
Thomas, why did you have to play that high? You had to put the street highlight of poor Drew getting his ribs turned to powder.
At least it's a Saint. It's a Saint on Saint crime at this point.
Lord, Thomas, that is
Contavious Street.
Look at that. Seriously, look, if that happened now, he ain't getting up. He ain't getting up.
He barely got up there.
Like
not
he's
Thomas
not.
Like you don't
like
get
he
any
was playing with
special
how many
needs,
broken
Thomas.
ribs?
All of
He was
them.
playing with how many broken?
All of them.
He's not
11.
coming back, guys.
11. I think
he's
it was
not
11.
coming back.
No,
he's not coming back. I'm more inclined to believe that tweet he put out was in jest. I think it was probably 60% joke. Actually, probably 70% joke, 20% semi-serious, and then 10% lanyap. I don't know.
Don't even. That's exactly what it was, and a small part of him probably put that out there, thinking, "What if I did come back?" Maybe he wants to see how people react a little bit.
Movie night with Britney is not all it's cracked up to be. Apparently,
Dave, if he came back and
maybe she talks during the movies. I don't know.
I think he's down in the dumps a little bit, and he needed a little bit of an ego boost.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad we brought this up. I want to talk about the why of the tweet. Forget the content tweet. It's ridiculous. Okay. I can't believe that like NOLA.com and all these other things like an ESPN. I'm getting push notifications. Shut up. I'm getting push notifications on my phone. Like, oh, Drew Brees says he's coming back. Is he really coming back? Like, ridiculous, like totally ridiculous.
It's not though, because that's what we care about. No one cares about NBA playoffs or hockey.
I know that.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
I care about hockey.
No,
I care a little bit. I'm wearing an Islander shirt. If
you
you
and
read,
like 7 other dudes.
Hell, if you read the tweet, the actual tweet, like you can tell he's totally joking. It is a totally in jest tweet. So now the question is going back to what Andrew said, like you have to know when you put out a tweet like that and you are Drew Brees, okay?
Yes,
you have to know.
Baby.
You have to know that like people are going to read this, people are going to look at this, people are going to analyze this, people are going to overanalyze this. And so you either one, as Andrew said, you put this out knowing like maybe you'll get a little ego boost. Maybe these media guys will talk about me and I'll get a little bit of that old feeling back from 2 years ago, blah, blah, blah. Or you have to be a complete idiot and you don't know that when you put a tweet out there, the idiots on Twitter and all the other people listening to this podcast are going to be like, oh, he might come back. Oh, I don't know. He might come back. Oh, did you? Yeah, or the Ralphs of the world, right? Oh, did you see what he said? He might come back. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's gonna come back. Oh,
he might.
Wow, Jesus!
We got a show to do. We got a big show to do.
Like
Balin's
getting a little. Balin's getting a little older. I could also see it being something like, "Hey, Balin, you want to see me on SportsCenter tomorrow?"
Yeah.
Let me fire off this tweet.
He had 1 year of being with his family, and he's tired of it. which is
Exactly.
like
What did I say?
8 months longer than Brady.
Movie night with Brittany, not all it's cracked up to be,
That's right.
apparently.
How many times can you watch the freaking Notebook?
Him
Obviously-
going on the pro golf or pro what was it, pickleball tour?
That's not for me this time. That's not for me this time. That's for you, Drew. That's for you, Andrew Christopher.
I could see him trying to become a pro golfer or a pro pickleball player. Seriously, I could see him trying that.
It's totally believable that he's not used to failure in his life. He's Drew freaking Brees. He has found success playing football his entire high school, college, pros. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's used to being great at everything. You know, you want to do something else after your career and you find out maybe you're not the best at it. Like, I get that. That can be tough to deal with mentally or whatever, but you know, he'll be fine. I think he's going to be okay.
And just for the record, Brittany Brees, we love you. Thank you for sharing your husband with us for nearly 20 years. Mazel tov to you. You are welcome on this podcast anytime you wish. We will gladly throw Juge off to put you in the upper right-hand square on our little Hollywood Squares gimmick here. And yeah.
I'll take Andrew Juge for the
There we go.
block.
I've successfully avoided controversy for us, gentlemen.
Here's the thing, in that personally, Drew, thank you for the content.
Right.
Chef's kiss. But here's the thing, and I want to talk about this. And I mentioned at the beginning of the show, but I think we need to dive into it more. This has been the off season of our dreams, and the thing is, Mickey Loomis, he hinted at this, that the Saints might have a few big moves left. He hinted at this during his draft preview press conference. Thomas, play that soundbite.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit different, and I think that's really just reflective of where, you know, our cap position is in. So I'd say, yeah, it is a little bit different. Typically, you know, we're going to have our 20 or 30 off-season things that we want to do, and we're going to have almost all of them done prior to the draft, and I would say they're not all done currently.
So are there maybe more, if you still do must, wants, and needs, I mean, are there
Yeah.
maybe more vacancies on
Yeah, not many more, but there's, you know, one or two.
Mickey Loomis gave us 45 seconds of honesty, Andrew. We didn't catch it. Like,
he said there's maybe one or two.
That's one or two.
Okay.
They were two. They were huge.
That's right. So I think we're done. I don't think you're going to see anything else. I think we shot our load.
They did bring in Sonny Michel for a visit. They end up not signing him because he failed a physical. So I do wonder if at some point, you know, they'll probably at this point they're fine with the guys they have on the roster. But at some point, if they get in a training camp and they're like, I don't really like our running back room as much as I thought I did.
I'm just saying, Darrell Williams, LSU running back, he's out there.
Go Tigers.
If you want, everybody says they need to get Beckham. They need to get a running back.
I think we've got enough LSU players on the roster. I think we've
never.
I think we filled that quota.
I don't think so.
But
you know, Alabama has a good football team too. You know?
Do we
Go Tigers?
Is this the perfect way to run an off season, Kevin? Do all the fun stuff late April, early May. Is this the best way to do an off season?
I mean, short of, you know, trading down in the draft and stockpiling picks, as I will continue to. I mean, short of that, this has been an extraordinarily enjoyable.
Well,
offseason.
I'll say this to you, Kevin. It's not trading down, but Sean Payton, they announced his TV gig today, and it's not even a full-time gig. He's going to be the substitute teacher when Jimmy Johnson doesn't want to get off his boat in Florida for Fox. So I would take that as a very good signal that he's going to be coaching again next year. The Saints might be getting some picks. It's not trading down, but at least we'll have something to talk. You can continue to do your thousands of mock drafts next year when the Saints get a couple of picks.
Joey says in our chat, he says, "Hey, let's not forget that we signed Josh. This is a veteran 30-year-old guard, interior offensive lineman, Josh Andrews today. Let's not forget about that." Joey, I've been trying to forget about that since every second that's gone past.
No, that means Ruiz might not be on our TV in the fall. That's a good thing.
If Ruiz loses his job to Josh Andrews, it means that he's even worse than you thought. We do not.
He can't be any worse than I think he's a turnstile.
Oh,
He can't be any worse than a turnstile.
Josh Andrews has almost a decade of failed NFL career.
My God, that cat, Ralph. Something. That's Is it in heat? Is it that time of year?
Yeah, they're fighting.
Oh my
But
God.
look, here's the thing about the way they've done this offseason, Dave. This offseason has been so spectacular in late April, early May. The schedule was released last week on Thursday. Normally, in the middle of May, we're 40 minutes into the show, basically. We would have done 25 minutes on the schedule. We haven't even mentioned it yet.
Because we got juice.
It feels like it was released 5 years ago.
The juice is loose. Yeah, I didn't get to discuss the schedule. You guys did a breaking news
Twitter
podcast
Spaces. Join us every
or
Wednesday,
Twitter
Thursday.
Spaces.
It's amazing.
Yes, right. I don't have a huge rant to go on. In years prior, the schedule has come out, and I've been very upset because the Saints have found themselves playing on a Christmas Eve or a Christmas Day or whatever. And this year they are playing on Christmas Eve, but it's away, which is great. So I'm not obligated to go to the game.
But everybody's playing on Christmas Eve. It's not special.
That's a Saturday, right?
It's a Saturday because Christmas is a Sunday. And whenever Christmas is on a Sunday, the NFL, everybody plays on Saturday.
Okay. No, that is not true. This goes back to my rant the last time. Christmas was on a Sunday last year, and they had everybody play on Sunday, and they had the Saints play on. No, that's not true. I gotta look this up. This is pissing.
No, the Saints played on Christmas, but the Saints played on Christmas. It was a Friday.
Yeah,
it was special.
Yeah, that's right. And they could have just had everybody play on the Saturday.
Yeah, but I mean, like.
But now they're having everybody play on Saturday.
Yeah, but it's not.
That was my point.
Dave, you really nailed this.
Yeah, Dave's off.
You really stuck it.
No, I'm looking this up, but this.
Like like Dave is looking for a reason to be pissed off, and he can't even get his facts straight.
That's right. He said, "Well, I mean, listen."
No, I was starting. I'm not pissed off.
I'm so angry.
I'm so angry about.
I was actually where I was going with this was that I'm not.
The schedule
okay with the schedule. I am okay with they play on Christmas Eve, but it's at noon, so that's fine. That doesn't interfere with anything. I can get out of the way. I don't like the fact that they've got a game across the Atlantic Ocean and then they don't get a bye the week after that. I think that's some bullshit.
Yeah, that needs to be fixed.
I think is
it really that different than flying out to the West Coast though?
I don't know. You know what? It doesn't matter whether it's different or not. The point is that up till now, the standard has always been if you go across the Atlantic Ocean, you get a bye after. And I feel like just because it's the Saints, we're like, we're gonna
test it out, right?
Yeah, let's test out a new
A/B test.
Yeah. Yes,
let's
exactly.
Test that theory.
Let's not give them a bye and let's see what happens. And let's start with the Saints for the first time. We're doing that. But you know what? I like the 14. I like the week 14 bye. I like a late bye.
It's a little late.
Nah, I like
a couple people in the chat are saying that the Saints and Mickey Loomis specifically requested not to have a bye after that.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But if that's the case, then so be it. Then honestly, great. That's even better that they got what they wanted.
NFL actually listened.
Yes. So
to the Saints.
I feel like the Saints do, and I feel like it's been this way for a long time. I feel like the Saints traditionally always get a really early bye compared to other teams.
I agree.
Every year, and their bye is insanely late this year.
I wonder if that's what they say. If it was like, you know what, the London game is so early in the season, to hell with it. Let's don't give us the bye now. Give it to us later. I don't know.
Be nice.
Maybe that's what
I like that. I like having a later bye.
It's a roll.
It's
a roll of the dice.
Injuries crush us.
It's a roll of the dice. You never know. You never quite know when you're going to need the bye, right, Kevin? But here's the thing.
I still endorse the idea of giving the teams that travel to London the bye.
Joey just texted me, and this was a Mickey Loomis quote. And he said Mickey Loomis confirmed that it was the Saints that requested to not have their bye the week after the London game because he felt like it was too early in the season. So
There
you go.
So,
Interesting.
then that's fine.
Kevin,
Mickey, if Mickey got
Thank
what
you,
Mickey
thank you,
wants,
Joey.
yeah.
I'm happy.
Here's the thing, Kevin.
But I
with
did
the
think that was
schedule.
unusual.
I know
Yeah.
you can't. You look at the schedule and you can't predict what teams are going to be good, and that's always hard. But the thing that I look at the schedule and I look at the beginning of it, and if you wanted to build the almost perfect first 5 weeks of the season as best you could, you start in Atlanta, Mariota, Desmond Ritter. Thank you. That's trash quarterbacking. Then the Saints get to play C.D. Deuce's grown son, Tommy, second week of the season. That's a win.
At home.
At home. Then you go to Carolina. You got Sam Darnold or Matt Corral or Baker Mayfield. And you go to London, Kirk Cousins. That's not scary. Then you go to Seattle. You have Drew Lock
you host
or
Seattle.
Geno Smith.
Or Geno Smith or Baker Mayfield could end there. Like, as far as the quarterbacks you're playing the first 5 weeks, I don't know how you could set it up any better.
I mean, there is a live dog chance that the Saints, with their defense as good as it was last year and seems to be heading into this year, and with a retooled and improved offense, there is at least a live dog chance that the Saints could feasibly be 5-0.
Oh my God. I will be banned from I will murder the nerds on analytics.
Did you just say
Saints
5?
start
Did you just say 5-0?
Forget about it.
Did you just say 5-0?
5-0.
5-0, 5 wins,
5-0.
Did that land a little weird for you, Ralph?
I got
That's
It's
the worst
5-0.
joke I've ever heard.
Everybody says 5-0.
5-0.
Everyone, when
No,
you're
I know.
undefeated, it's always blank and 0, not 0.
Yeah, I know. Are we really turning into drive time radio here?
We are turning into. Where have you been? Are you new here? Why do you think we?
It's
what do you
Ralph
think
and
we
the
pay Thomas?
Ginger.
What do you think we pay Thomas for? But I mean, Andrew, they got to get off to a good start. Like, they better be 3-2 minimum. I look at those first 5.
I feel like we say that every season, but I will say
No, last year we were like, please, 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 please be 2-2 or 3-3 when they play the Bucs.
well, it's those first 3 games that are NFC South games. So I just think if you're 1-2 or 0-3 to start the year and it's all interdivision, that's kind of a terrible way to start the year. So yeah, if you can 3-0 after those first 3 games would be incredible, especially since 2 of them are on the road. But yeah, even 2-1 I think would be a fantastic state of affairs. So it is crazy. I can't remember the last time they opened with 3 NFC South divisional games to start the year.
Never.
I don't know that they've ever had that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in the mid 2000, I feel like they've done
We'll
that
be
before.
checking that now, gentlemen.
Before you just throw out something like that, Dave, why don't you go look it up and
I'm
just
checking
said
it now.
Back up your claim.
I feel like, okay, I have feelings. I'm allowed to convey my feelings. Okay, they don't need to be
Making
fact
shit up.
checked.
Solve your
I
problems
may
with aggression.
be. I may be making shit up, and I think that is inherent in what I said by I feel like. I feel like when somebody says I feel like, that means
I feel like you're wrong.
yes. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Dave,
Look the shit up, Kevin.
in English soccer and
Working on
European
it.
soccer, they say about you can win a trophy. And I feel like the Saints, if they run the bird gauntlet, they play all the bird teams in 2022.
All of
I
them,
feel like if they
Ravens,
run the bird
Cardinals,
gauntlet,
Falcons,
they should get a trophy.
Yeah, there should be a bird trophy. There should be an aviary trophy.
No team in NFL history has ever swept the bird gauntlet.
You got to win the bird gauntlet. Like
So what? Okay, what? There's the Ravens, Eagles, Cardinals,
Seahawks.
Fal-
Seahawks. Oh, and oh wow,
Seahawks, Falcons.
That is wild. Nobody's ever beaten all those teams in one season. That is kind of cool.
So,
that is kind of a fun fact. That's a
the
fun
Saints
little
play the
factoid.
Falcons twice. To
little
win the
factoid for
Bird
you.
Gauntlet, Kevin, do you have to go undefeated, or can they just beat each one of them? Like if they lost to the Falcons
No,
one
you gotta
time,
sweep the
but beat the
Falcons.
rest, does it count?
That actually is a good question.
Oh, you can beat
That's
them
a
just
decent-
once. You can beat them just once.
No,
It
you got to
counts.
sweep
Yep.
the Falcons.
I don't know.
Otherwise, it's an asterisk.
Well,
Let's see.
The
Also
dirt.
no-
Andrew's dad says, "Can we call it the Dirty Bird Gauntlet?" If you go undefeated, it's the Dirty Bird Gauntlet, Mr. Juge. If you lose to the Falcons once, it's just the Bird Gauntlet. If you
What do
go,
we
you
got,
got to go
Kevin?
perfect for the
what
Dirty
do we
Bird
got,
Gauntlet.
Kevin?
Okay, so I checked. There has, in the history of the NFC South, there has never been a season in which the Saints have opened with all three division opponents.
Have they ever opened
back-to-back.
three out of 4?
Hang on a minute now.
Grasping
Okay,
for
because
straws.
that would be
I have-
like I feel like. See, when I say I feel like, it doesn't mean necessarily I'm exactly saying the first 3 games, but like 3 out of 4. I feel like they played all 3 of them at the same time. So that's like
Checked, and I'm going back again. I have only, I believe, found 2 seasons in which they played 2 division rivals in the first 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I should be going
feelings
back
are
on
wrong.
that one.
My
No, I'm
instincts.
getting close to it. I know I'm getting close to them. Should be getting close to them. Still not that year.
This is good.
You just
in
let us know
2013
when we
Here we
can
go. Okay,
officially drop the
2013.
hammer on Dave.
Yeah, this is good.
2013, they opened with the Falcons and the Bucks, and that was it.
Who was the third
and
game?
then the Cardinals.
And who was the 4th game?
No, I'm not going back anymore.
No.
2015, they opened with the Cardinals, then they played the Bucks and the Panthers. So that was 2 out of 3 for the division rivals, and I'm just making absolutely sure that I didn't miss anything because I think it was only the 2 seasons that I saw. Nope. 2018 opened with the Bucks, then the Browns, then played the Falcons. So that's 3 seasons in which they've played 2 out of 3 with division opponents.
Yeah, so it feels like they open with a lot of division opponents.
Yeah. Well, how is it?
As
you
an
guys were-
opener,
hang on a
definitely.
minute.
The
You guys were saying, have they ever done 3? The first 3? Oh,
How do we
they had to
feel-
have done that. You made me go through all 20-something seasons of the history of the NFC South here to find that out.
Well,
How do we feel
and first
about
of all, we're
opening
very
against the
grateful for that.
Falcons? Dave, I love that they.
Yeah,
open
we've
against
done it.
the Falcons.
Yeah, I feel like we've that I know we've done before. I don't remember
lot,
the
yeah.
year. Yeah, but we've opened against the Falcons.
They're 1
And-
8, by the way, in season openers versus the Falcons. 1
Oh,
and 8.
really?
Yeah.
1 and 8.
Oh,
1 and
okay.
8.
I was thinking it was the opposite. I always felt like we win those games.
That's
I remember the one where we had to bat the pen zone at the end. I guess
that's
that was
it.
the
That's
one.
the one
was the
win.
one.
The rest
Yeah.
of them are horrific.
Well,
Horrific.
all I know
losses.
Well,
is
then I don't like
I don't know
it, then I
about
don't
you,
like it.
Kevin. I don't know about you, Kevin, but I'm really glad they're not 0 and 9.
Hilarious. Really funny.
But do you guys like? I love the fact
I think
they
my
open with the
juice joke
Falcons.
was funnier than that. Yeah, no, I like.
Joke I've ever heard.
That was me. I do like opening with the Falcons, but only
Because Falcons
when-
hate week has already started.
Yes, that's right. That's true. That's right. We've got 20 weeks of Falcons hate week.
That's right.
Buckle in.
181 days.
And we don't even know who's their quarterback now.
It's Mariota, but Desmond Ridder had a binder apparently that he would present to teams that he's like, I'm going to beat out your current quarterback. So,
I kind of like that. Actually, I didn't know that. If I had known that, I would
he
have
had like a
wanted to
plan,
draft
like a
him.
PowerPoint plan.
Oh, I love that. That's cocky.
Mm.
I love that.
You're like, oh, the Saints should have picked.
Oh shit. Yeah, we blew it, dude. We didn't get that guy. We didn't get the guy that brings his own printout binders of why I'm gonna have
the
sex with your
quarterback?
wife. That's like a dude walking up to your wife at the bar and being like, "I'm about to have sex with your wife at the bar, and here's why. Here's all the reasons why you're about to get divorced." I love that.
I got graphs. I got charts. I got animation.
I'm concerned now. Put me on record here. Check the timestamp.
You're concerned.
I'm concerned about
Desmond Ridder.
Hey,
Desmond Ridder
Tomas,
lighting up
check the timestamp on
lighting up
this.
the NFC South. Shit. That's an alpha move right there.
Is
I
there
didn't know that.
anything? Is
To
there
shake the
anything,
things.
Andrew, that you look at the schedule and you're like, I don't like. That's a real concern.
Hi, I think it's overblown, honestly, because it's just impossible to know. Like the perfect example that I always give is Seattle, right? Where you look at the schedule last year and you're like, man, Saints have to go to Seattle. It's a tough spot to do it. All of a sudden, Russell Wilson blows up his thumb. Geno Smith is the starting quarterback. The Saints score 13 points, and they still win the game.
In a monsoon.
So, like, I just, from one week to the next, you just don't know what, what players are going to be injured, what the field conditions are going to be like there. It's just, it's really hard to look at a schedule this far out and you think
Well,
but
no,
you
no.
don't know.
Kevin knows which players are going to be injured. He
You
went to
think
that
you
website.
know, but you don't
Right.
know.
But we already
Jarvis-
do know that Jarvis Landry is missing 1.6 games this year.
That's right.
Which weeks will those be, Kevin? Can you tell us?
Hang on, I got to go back. I'll try and find that out.
Week 7, week 11.
Let's see. Chance of injury per game, 5.5%. Chance of injury period in 2022. Now, that means chances he misses at least 2 quarters in a game. Now, that's pretty high, 62%. He is labeled as a medium risk for some goddamn reason. I don't understand why.
I'd love to know what, if he's 5.5%, I'd love to know what Marcus Davenport
Oh, my God.
Like, do you think he's
You gonna
like,
try and find
Yes.
out?
yes,
Please do.
please.
All right.
Do you
Dave,
think
I
they're
have a
just
question.
Like,
I-
Marcus Davenport, he's missing half the year.
I have a question for you, Dave. Sean Payton is gone, and we know Sean
Is
Payton
Dave,
embraced.
is Dave frozen for you guys?
Dave is frozen caveman lawyer.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say he looks frozen for me.
He looks.
All right, found it.
Why is that quality
Davey-
so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone.
So what is Marcus Davenport? Give it to us.
Okay,
Kevin.
Marcus Davenport, chance of injury in 2022, meaning percent chance he misses at least 2 quarters, 87%. Projected games missed in 2022. 2.9.
Oh my God!
Chance-
Can I bet the
That's
over?
it?
Chance
Yeah,
of
the over.
injury per game, 11.3.
Wow.
Yeah, let me see if I can
Yes,
figure that
yes.
out because
Same number.
now
Same number.
Thomas,
let me
hit
see
the
if I can
fall
find that
button
out.
on Dave. What is going on? Andrew, we know Sean Payton is gone. And Sean Payton embraced the pettiness of New Orleans in a way that we loved him for it.
Right.
So now that he's gone, do you think Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael could possibly continue the Saints' petty tradition and make sure that Jarvis Landry lights up the Browns on Christmas Eve?
It's funny. Yeah, no, he's definitely scoring a touchdown in that game. I feel like they'll pass that torch, and I feel like there's enough pettiness amongst the staff members. Like Doug Marone's back. You still got Zach Streif. There's a lot of guys that have been part of that whole.
What's the
Brian,
best-
Brian Young's still on the staff. Like a bunch of those guys.
We want
that
you
have
to
been there
Kevin,
for a long
We'll
time.
have a rule for you.
So Zach Streif just popped out of nowhere. Kevin, what's more deliciously petty way for the Saints to rub it in Cleveland's face? Do they get Jarvis Landry like 6 catches for 110 and a couple of touchdowns, or do they have him throw a touchdown like he did against the Cowboys, but instead of for the Browns, it would be against the Browns? What's the most petty, fantastic thing they can do on Christmas Eve with Jarvis Landry?
Tomas, I'm going to need you to isolate Dave's screen there and make a gif of him just shaking his head like a sad man at the PTA.
Stupid internet went out.
So what I need, most petty.
Hey, Tomas,
I'm going to need Jarvis.
check the timestamp on this.
Perfect timing. I'm going to need Jarvis Landry to have 3, to basically pull a Terrell Owens and have 3 catches, for like 120 yards and 3 touchdowns. Actually, no, that's a Randy Moss. Sorry, 3 catches for 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards. And if you want to throw the little touchdown pass on top of it, that's what is that? That's icing on the cake there for me. But
Well, wait,
whatever.
And I feel like the Jarvis Landry is not that kind of receiver. I feel like the Jarvis Landry stat line is like 3 catches, 17 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That's right.
Wait, I've been
I'm fine with that too. I'm perfectly fine with that too.
And he throws one.
I've missed the last few minutes, but I have a random question. I guess for I know. All right, thank you. I guess for Kevin, but for everybody else too. But like, Jarvis Landry was only $3 million. They got him pretty cheap. Olave, they traded up in the draft for. So I guess my question is, who has to produce more in your mind?
Olave.
Okay, so you
Olave,
put more pressure on the rookie.
Hesitation.
Okay, you put more
Zero
pressure
hesitation.
on the rookie who's never played in the league.
$3 million for 1 year.
Yeah, but he's a veteran. He's been in this league. He should be up to speed. He should be ready to go.
He had injuries last year. Who knows?
Who doesn't have injuries? It's the NFL.
If the
he
Saints
still have problems
offense
this year. This is a guy that we traded up for. This is an unproven commodity that
Did
we
Olave
traded
tell
up
the
for in the draft. Yes, I am talking about Olave.
Did Olave tell the Saints to trade up for him?
But here's the thing, Kevin. If the
decided
Saints
to do
offense is
and Olave has to produce. This,
if Olave,
like you want to talk about, this is a professional league. Well, that's the situation.
So
Chris Olave got drafted at a certain spot because the Saints realized, well, we can't wait because he ain't going to drop to us. So they had to go up and get him. And now you have to produce.
Well,
now
here's the thing, though, Kevin.
So
if the Saints'
record.
offense is a juggernaut with all these receivers and Kamara, and Olave is just like the third wheel or the fourth wheel of this juggernaut offense, and he's really fun, but he's like, Michael Thomas is awesome, Kamara is awesome, Landry is awesome, and Olave is like 45 catches, 50 catches, and like 7 touchdowns, but he's like the fourth guy. Like, is that not enough?
I'm gonna answer this for Kevin. Couldn't they have just drafted Jahan Dotson then to be that guy?
But this is year 1. I don't know. I don't think you freak out if he doesn't have 1,200 yards receiving his rookie year in the league. Like I think Jarvis Landry has specifically been brought in to take a little bit of the pressure off. So if Landry comes in and ends up having a great season where Olave, like you said, Ralph, maybe only needs to have 45 catches this year and for 500 and change yards and makes a handful of big plays, like I still think he's on schedule to have a great career, and Landry might be one and done with the Saints, at which point, they're going to rely way more on him the subsequent year.
Here's a comparison. If Olave is 2017 Ted Ginn, Kevin, is that enough?
Well, now you got to make me go look. 2017 Ted Ginn.
I think that was his first year, right?
I think he was
stats.
It was pretty good.
He was pretty good.
Hang on. These idiots are not giving me the thing. 2017 Ted Ginn. Okay. 53 catches, 787 yards.
I'd take it.
4 touchdowns.
Give me it. I would sign for that.
I would take that. I would take that, assuming that Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry are putting up significantly bigger numbers, and Olave is just picking up whatever he can pick up, and that's enough to get to like 700 yards. Then that's a great situation. If you've got that means Michael Thomas is at 1,500, Landry's at 1,200, something like that, and then I want
Ralph. You're always the one. You're always the one asking the questions. So Ralph, I'm going to ask you this. You're always the host.
That's right.
I'm going to ask you what you think. Who leads the Saints? I'm going to give you 4 categories. You can name any of the 3 guys we mentioned. Right. You can name Taysom Hill. You can name Troutman. You can name Traquan, Hardy, whatever. Who leads the team in receptions? Who leads the team in yards? Who leads the team in receiving touchdowns? And who leads the team in average yards per catch?
Yards is going to be Michael Thomas. Catches is going to be Michael Thomas. Yards per catch is going to be Olave. And touchdowns is going to be Olave. Because here's the thing.
Crazy.
Even though I'm crippled, God loves me. And if Olave gets to double-digit touchdowns, I am going to massacre the draft nerds. I'm going to massacre. That is my dream for 2022.
That's fucking
I just want to
illegal.
go. I want to go down the list of the receipts folder that Thomas is creating for us, and I want to bang on those nerds one by one by one. Olave is going to have double-digit touchdowns. I'm putting it out in the
Universe.
What do you call it, Kevin? The
Ethos.
ethos. I'm putting it out there so it can happen, and that's what's going to happen.
We're all a problem.
So Jarvis Landry, none of those things.
Dude, Dave,
What kind of
t-shirt.
what kind of season
Slant
are you
boys,
expecting out of
we're
him?
a problem.
What kind of season are you expecting out of Landry then, Ralph?
I think Landry 65, 70 catches.
See, I think Landry is the one who potentially has the most to gain here. I don't know. I feel like if Michael Thomas is healthy, then he's the one that probably garners, the defensive attention, maybe the double teams, and then that's going to leave Landry, and he's the more experienced guy. I mean, obviously Olave is going to be involved there, but Landry guy. I don't know. I think this is all setting up for Landry to have a.
I mean, isn't Landry? Isn't his comp, Andrew? Isn't he at his absolute best? Isn't he like the super deluxe version of Lance Moore, kind of?
I feel like we keep bringing up Lance Moore, comparing him to each receiver that the Saints get. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of a unique skill set, honestly. He is way better after the catch than Lance Moore. He's maybe not as fast. I mean, he's slow for a receiver, but if he has a mismatch, and you'll watch it if you watch the tape.
Look at
and
this
here he
throw.
throws the ball. Look at him throw this dime to Odell Beckham here. Unbelievable, great throw. But I think the main thing what you see a lot of times with Jarvis Landry is he's completely covered. You'll see plays where a defensive back is draped all over his back. And he's so physical, like he makes the catch anyway.
Contested catch.
He's a contest. And so here's the thing, like that. There's a perfect example of a 50-50 ball, and he makes that catch. Baker Mayfield, you can see he trusts Landry on these 50-50 balls. He'll throw it if he's completely covered because he knows he'll get it. And like when the Saints receivers were wide open this year, I'm talking about Callaway, Hardy, Traquan Smith. It felt like a 50-50 proposition when they were wide open. You know what I mean? So, look, I think it's a huge upgrade. I mean, he would have been the number one receiver for the Saints last year, without question.
By a mile.
He would have moved the chains for them in a way that these other guys didn't. And what's crazy, man, is we're talking about these receivers, Olave, Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry. How many catches are they going to have? Who are they going to throw to? And it just makes me remember that the options at many times during the course of the year last year were Callaway, Traquan, when they were healthy, because Traquan missed some time. Then it was like Lil Jordan and Kevin White. Like those are the options.
Kevin
White.
And
man, what
I mean, Sean Payton.
How quickly things change, man.
Sean Payton's disgust after the Dallas game when the ball bounces off of Kenny Stills and they get a pick. Like his disgust at the wide receiver was palpable after games. So listen, before we get to the rest of the show, I want to remind people your Smoke Monday Everyday t-shirt. Get it. Become a annual patron, $12. It's freaking amazing. Dave, you're going to have to print a ton of these t-shirts. People are snapping them up. We're going to have to
what number did Smoke Monday take?
I don't know. We got to get confirmation. But in our hearts, his number is 420. That's in our hearts.
Look that up, Kevin.
Support the show. You get 2 months for free if you become an annual patron, and you get the t-shirt at the $12 level. You got to do it by June 1st because I got to send the list to Dave so he can make everybody the sizes that they need. So do it. Click the link.
We got to hear the jingle.
Hit it, Thomas.
Smoke Monday every day.
It's amazing.
Who says Monday there? Is that just like a bot?
No, that's Thomas. That's Thomas. Are you serious? No, it's Thomas.
So, Dave, I got a surprise for you because you probably didn't look at the rundown. Your baby, a.k.a. the Hotline, is back.
Like a small baby.
No, I look at the rundown. Trust me.
It's back. We had a bunch of people call the Hotline. Thomas, put up the graphic for the Hotline if you have it. It's around. Kind of goes dormant in the offseason, but we didn't even plug it.
Like
people were so excited about Juice Landry coming to the Saints. We had a bunch of people call, getting real excited. This is a short hotline. We picked the 2 best ones, but these hotline messages are freaking amazing. Thomas, hit the hotline for this week. It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
What's up, guys? Champagne is here. And a couple comments on the Jarvis Landry signing. One, really excited about that. Think he's going to add some juice, no pun intended, to the offense. But even more so than that, this is Mickey Loomis saying, F you draft nerds over here, F you cap nerds over there. Daddy's about to sit you down and teach you a lesson about roster construction. All good things happen after May, at least in this year. So look, Daddy's about to teach the rest of the NFL a lesson about roster construction, and we'll see you all in February.
Oh, the Saints have juice. They just added juice to their offense, bringing Jarvis Landry home. I can't freaking believe it, guys. Honey Badger, Jarvis, and all we need is Quan and OBJ, and we're going to go to the damn Super Bowl. Them picks.
I mean, that's just...
Why are we slandering draft picks now? Come on.
I mean, the hotline, people, the hotline is only as amazing as you guys make it. And even though it was only two messages this week, that's a solid. That's as good as it.
You know what the moral of the story is here again? Once again, trust Mickey Loomis. Stop getting paranoid. Stop freaking out just because we didn't sign Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Stop freaking out. It's gonna be fine. Trust in Mickey.
I mean, on paper, these moves look great, but we need to.
This was an awesome offseason.
We need to reserve judgment. It was an awesome offseason. Looking back on it,
it was
now,
a scenic route. It was a scenic route.
Correct. It's the way to put it. Interesting how we've gotten here. We've gotten to a point where they've addressed all their needs. They've addressed them with players that Saints fans love. And yes, again, everything looks great, but we don't. What would
you have wanted them to do, Dave?
No, I wouldn't have wanted them to do anything. I'm just saying, like, who knows whether Jarvis Landry is going to be great with.
Oh, but I hear that. But as you sit here today, is there any position group on this roster where you're like, that's a hole? They're in big trouble. There.
Well,
maybe Taysom's feet.
Yeah, Taysom, and I would say. Tight end, maybe running back. You know, obviously, I love Mark Ingram, but like he's not going to be your every week, every down.
No, Ralph's pants just got tighter.
Oh man.
So just those 2 areas, but yes, they did a great job. They did a great job this offseason of again. I'm not arguing that of addressing their needs. But
Tiger Saint says A-, B+ offseason. Running back and tight end.
Consider what Mickey Loomis turned in. When they lost Teron Armstead, they lost Marcus Williams, Malcolm Jenkins retired, and it seemed for a minute there that all their eggs were in the Deshaun Watson basket, and they lost out on that. And when you couple those, if I told you going into this offseason, you're going to lose Teron, you're going to lose Marcus Williams, Malcolm Jenkins is going to retire. So both your starting safeties gone. Goodbye. And then on top of that, you're going to do everything in your power to trade for Deshaun Watson. You're not going to get him. And like, if I told you those things were going to be a reality, I think we'd all be thinking, "Oh my God, this is
it
the
is
apocalypse. Like time to rebuild," right?
Well, yeah, and that's the interesting thing, Kevin, is they went for Deshaun Watson, and there was a moment in there, especially that the morning before he decided in Cleveland, where the Saints, they did all the moves and they created like $30 million of cap space. And I think Saints Twitter, we all looked at it and we're like, oh my God, it's happening. It didn't. Yeah. Thankfully, we won't retread that ground.
Nope.
But all these moves, Kevin, I think, I'm not sure where it puts the Saints ceiling because they have Jameis and all these other things. But I'm really convinced that all these moves the Saints have done, the draft, Honey Badger, Jarvis Landry, I'm convinced that it has solidified their floor, and I'll be very surprised if they fall and don't get between 7 and 9 wins. Like, yeah. I think their floor is really solid.
The one thing I would want to piggyback off that, Ralph, real quick, is that not only all that, but the way things transpired in the NFC really kind of
worked in their favor.
They played out incredibly for the Saints also.
I like that, Ralph. I like how you put that. I like how you say the moves they made this offseason really solidified their floor. Like they've made enough moves to give themselves a pretty darn good team that at the very least should have 8 or 9 wins, and that could also have 12 or 13 wins. But yeah, this is honestly, like, considering everything they've done this offseason, if they didn't get 8 wins, I would say that's pretty disappointing. I would say that's pretty damn disappointing.
Because Kevin, as me and you are president and co-chairman of the Trade Down Association, and the Saints never do that, but they traded away the first round pick in 2023. So what's in your mind the bar that they have to cross win total wise, where you're like, they gave away the 2023 first, don't care, it was worth it? Like,
okay, so
what's the win total?
All right, so the bar, the minimum that the minimum for wins, 9. Like, they should, the minimum is they should get the same number of wins that they did last year, but they really ought to eclipse that with everything that they've added and retooled and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
they need to do better.
I'm going to say 11, 12.
Oh, like, Jesus Christ.
Like 11 or 12, like 11 or 12.
Right.
I mean,
right.
that would get them into the playoffs. Yes.
Well, yeah, but
that
you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
No, but you don't give up a first round pick unless you're winning.
Well, Nelson says the NFC is wide open in chat. Thanks, Nelson.
I agree with Kevin. I
like the division.
You shouldn't be giving up a first. Yeah.
The division, the way that it is constituted, this is the Saints. This might be the Saints' best chance to win the division for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I mean,
now, the only caveat that I would give is if you were to get your quarterback of your dreams, let's say, and you were set up for the next 10 years with that guy, then I could see, like, you only win 5 games, but it's not a big deal because you got your cornerstone quarterback and you're building for the future. Like, then I would say, okay, like, you lost your first round pick, but like, at least you got your quarterback. The Saints didn't get their quarterback. They got Olave and they got Penning. So, like, when you give up a first and you're not getting a quarterback of the future, you got to win 11 games.
Well, let me ask you. Kevin just said that this is the Saints' best chance for the foreseeable future. What are you seeing in the future from the Panthers and the Falcons and the Bucs that make you think that they're going to be?
What I am saying, none of these I am saying is
Tom Brady he's done after this year. So who's the Buccaneers quarterback? You have no idea. Yeah, the Panthers. Yeah, the Panthers. Who the hell knows who their quarterback's going to be this year, let alone next year? The Falcons, which we were talking about. or Mariota. Hell knows who their quarterback's going to be. So I mean, I honestly, I think the good thing is like all these teams are going to in the next year at the very least could potentially all be a quarterback. And we stable team at quarterback by that point. We might be ahead of the game.
Okay. All these other teams have a bunch of chaos around them. Even the Buccaneers have chaos around them with Tom Brady. This is his last year. He's got a massive 9-figure deal waiting for him to go into announcing or commentary, whatever the hell it is. All of that's going to be weighing on him. So again, everybody else has far more chaos around them than the Saints. Now, you talk about, well, who's Carolina's quarterback going to be next year? Who's the Falcons quarterback? Who's the Bucs quarterback going to be? Who's the Saints quarterback going to be next year?
That's right.
Like, at the beginning of the show, we said this is nut up or shut up time for Jameis Winston. Yeah. This is the year that he either establishes himself or if he underachieves, if the Saints underachieve, bye. Okay, where's Jarvis Landry going to be next year? Yeah, we have a 1-year, $3 million deal with him. He may underperform, or he may, according to that injury thing I looked at, something may happen with him there, or he may play well and say, fine, guys, I'm going to go off somewhere else because they're going to pay me, $10 million per, so we may miss out on him.
Well, Kevin, I'm sorry.
But I'm saying right now, this is the Saints' best chance to win the division right now for the foreseeable future. And yes, the foreseeable future is, I don't know what the hell's happening, but right now, with everything the way it is around the division and the way it looks like the Saints have added versus everybody else, this looks like the year. This looks like the year.
Well,
and I can't believe this is me saying this.
I feel like the Saints are set up to be successful in the NFC South for
they are.
Well,
yes,
but here's the thing that I kind of agree with Kevin.
But I'm disappointed in Kevin that he hasn't been reading from the Book of Ian.
No, I agree with Kevin in this sense.
What is that in the sky?
It's right there in front of your face.
Why is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone.
The NFC, Dave, I think there's a scenario where I believe that Tom Brady, he's gonna play 1 year too long. If it's this year, if it's next year, like he's gonna keep coming back as long as he's good, and he's gonna be like Favre. He's gonna play 1 year too many.
Yeah,
I think there is a scenario in the NFC. Brady's deal with the devil expires, and he turns crap, gets injured. The Packers are not going to win 13 games 4 years in a row. I don't think it's ever happened in the modern NFL era. So there is a scenario in my mind that can happen where we look up and we're like, oh my God, the 11-5 Saints are playing the final week. If they win and get to 12-5, they can be the 1 or the 2 seed in this garbage NFC. I agree with Kevin when you align, but I'll take it a step a step up more. I think you are never going to see an NFC this week again. I think this is potentially, Dave, the crappiest the NFC has been since 2006, when the 10-5 Saints got to have a rest week the final week of the year because they were already the freaking 2 seed.
Yeah,
with 10 wins.
I know. I get what you're saying, and on paper that all makes sense, but just it's the thing is when they do the schedule release and you talk about what teams have the harder schedule.
You're talking about schedule though.
Shut up.
No, but all of that is based on how good the team was last year, and so we're looking at this through the prism of what we saw last year. There's going to be a team, 2 teams, maybe 3 teams, who know, that are going to surprise you and that are going to be stronger than you think they are in the NFC. I don't think it's going to be a total cakewalk. I just don't.
Not a cakewalk, but I like Tennessee was 12-7, 12-5 last year and was a number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yes, but and that's surprising. I mean, that's surprising. That's a low after a 17 game season to be a top 2 seed with only 12 wins.
I'm turning
is
it into
surprising.
Andrew with
But
statistical
no,
probabilities of Green Bay's not going to be 13 wins 4 years in a row. Andrew, by the way, everybody,
that's probably true. That's probably true that Green Bay might not be your NFC leading team, but that just means somebody else will be, and you just don't know who that's going to be.
Well, the thing is, though, if Green Bay steps back, they have an elite quarterback. The NFC is full of garbage quarterbacks.
You made a good point about Jameis, though, as we were talking about Olave and all these weapons that he has. It really is put up or shut up time. Like if Jameis can't be good this year,
this is it. Yes,
it's never going to happen.
And Andrew, it doesn't matter if he gets hurt.
How is it I've been making the most cogent effing points of 2022? Maybe in the last couple of years of this podcast.
It is.
How is it I've been Ichiroing this thing. I've just been hitting gaps, hitting the gaps all throughout, man.
Really weird. It's freaking me out.
Getting on base here.
Kevin just breaking down like 5th round draft picks during drafts. It was weird, and he's just continued it. It's disconcerting.
It's weird.
I mean, all of that is true. All of that is true.
He was so close to pulling the plug forever with Deshaun Watson.
I know it was like I gotta say, man, that Thursday when the Saints cleared that cap space, I was like, oh Lord, they're gonna
have me in the
first
half.
Like not acquiring Deshaun Watson made Kevin the most devoted he's ever been to
this. It's like Mickey Loomis. The best moves are the ones he doesn't make. Same thing. It still applies. The best move Mickey Loomis never made.
Musician?
No, yes, it's the notes you don't play. Yes, it's just it's just like Mickey. It still rings true. The best move Mickey never made was not signing Deshaun Watson, so we get Kevin, this offseason. What were we talking?
I don't know.
No, I forgot. I
blew it all up. Sorry.
Well,
I know you really. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? No. What were we talking about? We were talking about
you blew it all up like a small freaking baby.
Yeah. Eloquent and
look.
poignant.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. That's
baby.
Right. This is it. This is as far as the player is concerned. Jameis Winston. This is absolutely his last chance. I totally agree on that. Which means also de facto, this is Jameis 1 of 1's last fucking stand. You hear me, Jameis 1 of 1. Okay, look, I have no problems with you. I'm serious. Check the fucking timestamp on this, okay? I don't have a big problem with Jameis 1 of 1. I do not. And a very nice person to me. I know you do, Ralph. I know you do. But I'm going to say it right now. This is it, buddy. If Jameis shits the bed this season, get fucked. Get fucked. Get the fuck out of here. Shut it down. Cancel your Twitter account. End it. It's over. This is fucking it. This is it. 1 of 1.
This is the Alamo.
This is your freaking Alamo. Go back. You better start praying now. Pray to whatever freaking God it is that you pray to, but this is it, okay? You and Jameis ride on this horse together, and you die on this together, okay? You two are interlocked for the rest of your lives, and this is it. This is your last fucking stand. I don't after this. I don't want to hear the freaking excuses. This is it.
God, I love that rant. And I will just add this. Thomas, that's the YouTube clip of the week. That's going to do more hits than Dave's love of Smoke Monday.
Yeah, well, because Jameis 1 of 1 is going to retweet it 50 times and say, hey, just invite me on the show. We'll talk about this.
Never.
No, we don't need to have you on the show because you have tied yourself to Jameis Winston's performance. So it doesn't matter what you say. It only matters what Jameis does on the fucking field. And if he doesn't produce this year on the fucking field, get fucked.
Your Jameis 1 of 1. Hatred warms my heart.
I don't have hatred.
And I'll add to it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't have hatred. This all comes from this comes from just
from the heart.
I'm just yelling.
It's mathematical.
Well, here's the thing too, Jameis. This not only is this is his last stand. It doesn't even matter if he gets hurt. He's done too. Like because if he gets hurt again, the Saints are gonna be like, dude, you've been hurt 2 years in a row. We're done with you.
Yeah.
So Anyway,
there's no way out.
Dave drank Joe Boo's rum.
I feel like there's going to be a clip of the week made out of that one.
There's
clip of the week.
There's no
Best
way out.
of.
There's no way out for Jameis or
Greatest
for Jameis
hits.
101. The only way out of this is putting up some numbers, buddy. The only way out is doing some, making a name for yourself, throwing some passes. Not throwing passes. We know Jameis can do that. Completing some passes.
The very best of Dave.
All I know is one Hail Mary completion ain't going to cut it this year. He's going to have to do at least 3 or 4.
Oh my God. Yeah. Get to the trivia.
Speaking of,
tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're
I mean,
right.
how many years do you get in the league? How many fucking attempts do you get at this? How many bites at the apple do you get? This is it.
Also, last year he gets a pass because like the receiver.
He was okay last year. I was okay with him last year.
And also like the receiver.
I am rooting for him. I am
joke.
rooting for Jameis. I'm not rooting for Jameis 1 but I am rooting for Jameis. I am rooting for the man himself.
The talent they put around him last year in the offensive line play, all of it was laughable. It really, like, offensively, he was set up to fail with what they put around him. This year, when you look at the receivers they've added, Olave and Landry, Michael Thomas coming back, you still got Kamara. The offensive line kind of had a reshuffling, but Penning hopefully will be good. Like, there's no excuses. This is it.
Well, there's going to be, because all these guys are like going to get, Olave is going to get injured, and Mike Thomas, and then he's going to be like, oh,
negativity May.
Yeah, jeez.
12-5.
This is why I hate this shit.
12-5 bitches. All right, we got to get to.
Speaking of time to put up or shut up, Dave, when's your trip to Olave?
Yeah.
Well, we talked about doing the draft in June, so I've got a couple of weeks.
Done.
Yeah, I got to go.
Not much time, man.
We got Andrew going to film it.
Better get the tux ready. Better start thinking
about
how you're going to interact with the staff. Think about who your video person is.
I'm already going to knock one. All right, my video person, I think, will be Patrick, my buddy Patrick. He volunteered to come with me. And then I can knock out one of the 3, like, immediately when I walk in.
Hostess, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is Olave Garden. Great. Please, I'll have your finest table for 2 people. Thank you. So, boom, right there. I already got 1 out of the 3. And then I think I'll be able to get, like, or a waitress walks up, they introduce themselves, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm really excited to be at Olave Garden. Tell me about the. I'm gonna be able to do this. This is not gonna be a problem at all.
But I like Kevin's thing. Everything he eats, he has to do the Italian voice. I still like Kevin's idea for that.
Mamma mia!
That's right. So we got
a lot of this.
We're at 90 minutes. I thought that we were at like 9:35. I was like, oh my God, this show's going to go under an hour. And of course, no.
Right. Never.
But by the way,
hold on. Yeah. Nikolai, thank you for bringing this up. Dave, when you do this, I feel like in addition to you doing it, you have to like chat in real time on Discord. So you're kind of getting like a live feed, a play-by-play, if you will.
Wait, can we do like a live? Can we open one of these channels? Can we do an Olave Garden channel where I just live stream the thing?
Well, your friend could hold the phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And we could live stream it on Twitch.
All right, we may have to do that.
Patrons only for that, though.
Yeah.
If you want to
start sending in your money.
Brett Lafayette is disappointed he has not heard any violins yet tonight.
That's right. We need a Kevin before we get to trivia. We need a Kevin Love.
We did play violins earlier. Not for me.
But not for Kevin Love update.
I think that's the point he's making is he wants the Kevin Love update.
Kevin Love
update.
Yes. Go.
Oh, that sounds like a man who did not have the graphic ready.
That's right.
Oh, come on, Kevin. Come on, Kevin.
Why are y'all saying that to me? Say it to Tomas.
There it is.
There we go.
Come on, there it is.
All
Come
right.
on. You don't have to wait for the graphic to come up before you.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. No. We don't need that. We need the good music.
We have good music. Thomas, do we even have good music for the Kevin Love update?
All right, we got the Kevin Love picture. We got the violin done. Thank you, Kevin. Next segment.
Right, everything is fine. We hung out over the weekend. It's going great.
Yeah, it's great. They didn't have a workout date again.
Mm-hmm. No workout date again. We are going to plan on something like that in the future.
Yeah.
You don't want to
yeah.
talk about the red flag though that she calls crawfish. What does she call them? Mud bugs.
No. She asked if they were called crawdads.
Oh yeah,
Red
yeah.
flag.
That's
Because
a
she's
red
heard
flag.
that, like,
At least
she's
she
like,
didn't
oh,
say
like,
crayfish. That would have
It's
been.
minor.
no.
Crayfish. No. What? Andrew, shut up. Crayfish
No.
is acceptable. Is that what you were about to say?
Oh no, I'm saying at least she
No.
didn't say that. That
Oh,
would have
yeah,
been a
yeah.
deal breaker.
That'd be
Oh my
that'd
gosh.
be a
Right.
deal breaker.
Right.
All right,
I like how like Kevin's tweeting though. He's like, "Okay, guys, here's a poll. What do you guys in Southern Louisiana call it? Do you call it crawfish?" And it's like immediately I know like this is this is because his girlfriend said something, and that's why he's tweeting this. Like I automatically see through this to the ulterior motive.
That's right.
And I'll tell Betty it's fucking crawfish. Let's end this poll.
She knows. She knows.
The fact that we call her Betty is it's delightful.
Well, I called her Betty, and I just adopted it.
Thomas, the trivia. I hope it's like Juice Landry related. Is it?
Ozman, no jersey yet. She just has a T-shirt.
Get the Juice Landry jersey. So what is the trivia, Thomas?
The juice is loose.
Ooh.
Ugh, that's 1% too much. It's like
Oh my God. Jesus.
I remember back in the 90s there was a game, wasn't it, where the Saints and then the Bengals at the Browns, where they threw a Hail Mary at the very.
No, that was the Browns.
Okay.
They got
That
the
was the
Saints.
Right, but didn't the Bengals? But I think the Bengals also beat them that same year.
I think they did. The Saints got housed by the Bengals on Monday Night Football a while back.
Well, okay. Well, we can figure.
Doldrums. They got beat in 2006 at home. Chad Johnson stiffed Sean Payton on the tickets Sean Payton bought for him.
Oh, really? Okay, so they played in 2006, which means they would have played in 2010. What'd they do in 2010?
Well, no, that would have been that was at Cincinnati.
Okay, so
the Saints won.
Right.
They only play Cincinnati at home once every 8 years.
Right.
So it would have been like 2012.
You can do this math. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I don't.
So what happened in 2012? That's where I'm going with this.
Ooh, I don't remember. Andrew, do you remember? I don't remember.
That would have been Carson Palmer?
No.
I remember they played the Bengals and housed them. Annihilated them.
That was my birthday. That was my birthday, and that was at Cincinnati.
That was Cincinnati.
Yes, that was 2018. Yes,
so it's 2000.
I remember that game. November.
It was like 50 to something, right?
It was November 11th.
Was it 2000? If
November
it's not
11th,
2000,
that was 2000. What year was that, Dave?
That would have had to have been 2018, probably.
Yeah, that was a road game though.
Yes.
2000. Is it 2002 under Hazard? Like some random game? I don't remember. It's probably
because it's home in 2022, and then it's home in 2000 and.
I don't know. I think it's 2000.
It's not going back to like Boomer Esiason, is it?
Might.
I could see it going back pretty damn far.
They beat the Bengals on a Monday night in like 91, 92. But like, God, it can't be.
Wait, so they played the Bengals in 06?
And they got housed.
Away?
No, at home, and they got housed.
Yeah, by Chad Johnson and Carson Palmer. Yeah.
So then they played the Bengals again at home in 2014. What happened in that game?
They got housed again on Monday Night Football.
Okay.
So what happened in that game? I don't really remember that one.
No, that was the game 2014. That was the game after the game. That was the game where Colin Kaepernick basically completed the Hail Mary and they lost.
Oh, yeah.
And then they came back.
Jimmy Graham Hail Mary game. They got OPI'd.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know it's got to be pre-Peyton.
That's right.
We've
it's like
that's when they had three. That's when they had 3 straight home games and they lost all 3, right?
That's right.
I think it's pre-Hazlitt, man.
Dude, is it
pre-Hazlitt?
So I
think it's pre-Hazlitt.
So I'm gonna say.
I gotta admit, I'm stumped here.
I'm gonna say 1980. I'm gonna say 1991. Thomas, what do you got for us?
Yeah, well then, duh, it would be pre-Hazlitt automatically. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna say pre-Ditka. It's got to be pre-Ditka.
Wow. What do you got for us, Thomas?
Yeah, I'm stumped.
Dude, 90. Wow.
Whoa.
19. Jim Mora.
Jim Mora.
Jim Mora.
Wow.
Wow. All right. I was probably there. I was probably there.
I was probably there too. Definitely.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see.
Goddamn, $28 for a ticket.
28 in the Plaza. My God.
I was gonna say $28
Take
for
me
the
back
high
to
seat. That would
Paradise
be
City, where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
that
So
would be
Steve
expensive,
Walsh,
but yeah,
Steve
$28.
Walsh was the quarterback that day, and with the game tied at 13-all, he hit Eric Martin on a 54-yard touchdown pass to give him a 20-13
What
lead.
was the Bengals' record then?
That win put the Saints at 8-8. This was the final game of the season, and that game put the Saints at 8-8. This is the year we lost to the Bears in the playoffs. And
1990?
Cincinnati.
No, if it's 94. If it's 94.
They went 8-8. I guess they didn't make the playoffs that
No,
year.
that's the year. Yeah, that's the year. Since it's 94, it was really the end of the 93 season. That's the year they started 5-0 and collapsed.
Oh gosh, yeah, the Cha-Ching year, right?
No, the year after.
No,
that's the year.
Yeah.
That's the year that after Bobby Hebert left after 92, and they had Wade Wilson, and Wade Wilson got hurt in the sick soundbite.
Right.
That's the year that's from.
Right. Well, Steve Walsh hit Eric Martin for a 54-yard touchdown with the score tied at 13 in the fourth quarter, and that helped the Saints win the game.
That's a good Budrich. That's your toughest one in a while. That's a quality question.
That was tough.
That's a quality one. All right.
I can't believe that's the last time the Saints beat the Bengals.
That's right. So, Thomas, hit the music so we can do the finger guns. Hey, people! Remember, if you're in Discord, send Thomas your questions. He catalogs them all, and even the ones we don't use on the live stream, he sets us up for a mailbag. We have enough questions to do another mailbag, but keep them coming. Me and Andrew can keep doing the mailbag as a weekly feature. We're gonna do one of those either tomorrow or Thursday.
And if you have any questions for me or Kevin, feel free to ask too.
That's right.
Yeah, just
your
speak them out loud wherever you are in your house.
All they care about for Kevin is love
podcast
updates, and all
members.
they care about you, Dave, is ROM updates. That's what they want. That's what they want.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's right.
Closet Chums.
Closet Chums, premiering Wednesday at 7 p.m. on ABC.
Next question.
Inside.
Well, that's going to require Kevin to fly to New Orleans on a regular basis.
Wait, what 80s babies' favorite movies? I'm not sure I understand that.
Yeah.
Movies that 80s babies like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're all 80s babies.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Second,
Kevin,
wait a second, guys. I'm gonna have to read that again because my mic wasn't working. So, for the audio listeners, can Pantry Pals or Cupboard Buddies be a regular segment where Kevin and Dave reenact 80s baby's favorite movies from inside a confined space.
Yes.
Kevin's
But I
gonna
think
have
it
to-
needs, But I think it needs to be.
How much money are we getting on Patreon? Can we afford
80s.
a ticket for Kevin to fly down every week?
Yeah. Well, if y'all want that, we need to have about 1,200 patrons a month. So we need about 4 times the amount that we have now. We'll build if we get 1,200 patrons, we will build a freaking studio. We'll hire an intern, and Kevin can fly in every Monday morning and be
Cousin Laddie. He'll be Cousin Ketty. Cousin Kevin.
But I think if you're going to do 80s movies, you can't just do
Ridiculous.
comedies. You got to do dramas too. Like we'll need to have like
Law and Order.
yeah, like Law and Order, Roadhouse,
Movies, not TV.
Roadhouse, Seagal movies, or Seagal's more 90s.
Yes, yeah. Under Siege was I think 92 or 93.
Van Damme.
No. Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Cocktail.
Oh.
Cocktail. Top Gun. What was the?
Now,
what was
Cocktail,
the?
that's up my alley.
What was that one?
Red
Dawn.
Red
We can
Dawn.
do Red Dawn. We can do Last Starfighter.
What about Big? Is Big 80s?
We can do Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Joe
We can do Joe versus the Volcano.
Ooh, good one.
Could do you could do Ghostbusters.
How about two girls, one cup?
The
We
possibilities
could do
are
two girls, one cup.
No, I think that
Okay.
was after the 2000s, Dave.
Yes, that would not have been in the 80s.
RoboCop, sure. Sure, we can do RoboCop.
thought-
Dave, you be the prostitute.
I'll buy that for $1. It's from RoboCop. You should look in. If you didn't get that reference, you're not really
It's a
a
great
RoboCop
idea. This is
fan.
a great
Well,
question.
no, I was referring to the one later in the movie.
Next question.
The Terminator, yeah. In the chat. Tiger Saint. Okay, next question.
Anyway,
Hasta la vista, baby.
Baby. Next question from Saints Rabbit. Saints Rabbit asks a pretty long question. If the Saints sign Quan Alexander next, thus quadrupling the number of LSU players on the roster since February, does this mean that A, Sean Payton was cock-blocking LSU, and B, this is the start of a new golden era of Louisiana football?
Well, you know what's funny? I just want to say real quick. I actually looked, and in the history of the Saints, they have drafted an LSU player 10 times. It's like 10 times in like 55 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like amortize it, it's basically like they average
big work.
drafting. They average drafting an LSU player like every 6 or 7 years. Like if you amortize it, and like in the Sean Payton era, they drafted Al Woods and they drafted Will Clapp. So like as much as we love to make it now, granted they drafted a shit metric ton of Ohio State players during this period, but
we'll make them clap.
if you look at the history of the Saints, Sean Payton, it was really in keeping with what they've done historically. So it's actually surprisingly, it's not out of bounds with how many guys they've drafted in the past.
Yeah, but they have a stretch. They had a stretch, I want to say, from like 81 to like 87. They drafted a ton of LSU players. Like Eric Martin, Hilliard,
that's it.
and other people that didn't make it.
We'll make them clap.
So
I'm just telling you, dude, they only drafted 10 in the team history. So I don't know. It's not as bad as we think it is. Now, I will say LSU has had a lot more success. Like they've been an elite college football team in the last 20 years. And so, yeah, for Sean Payton
LSU
not
was-
to take him.
I mean, let's be real.
crazy.
LSU was ass in the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
straight up ass. From like 91 to like from like 1990 to 95, LSU was horrific.
A lot more dudes are getting drafted
That's
from
right.
that school in recent years. Yeah.
Next
So,
question.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like it. They still haven't drafted anyone, So it's like, I feel like Quan Alexander and Matthew and Landry, like, they're not drafting those guys. So until dudes get drafted from LSU, the hex still exists.
We'll make them clap.
What you got, Thomas?
Okay, next question from Bruce HC, and he asks, does having team leaders that grew up as fans make a difference? And supplementary question, does having players that grew up together make a difference?
Kevin, that's an interesting question. What do you think?
I feel like sometimes that can blow up in your face a little bit.
Kevin's like,
you stumped him.
Like you're almost putting too much pressure on yourself. You know?
Can you hear us, Kevin?
No, I can. I'm just literally. I'm just trying to like.
Are you thinking about it?
Like
team leaders that grew up as fans. Okay. I'm gonna go and make a very.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm going to make an obscure poll here, and hopefully it'll make sense. And, of course, Dave's going to take off the earphones to go check his heat and grab snacks. Yep, I'm going to do that, too. So a long time ago, when Inside the Actor Studio was still functioning, they had Steven Spielberg on as a guest. And during the 2-hour episode of that, one of the questions later...
Thank
tremendous.
you, Romeo Bra.
See, people want my obscure references. So they were asking him about, does he read his own stuff, or like, does he think about what would Steven Spielberg do in certain situations? And Spielberg said, absolutely not. The minute I start thinking what would Steven Spielberg do, or what somebody expects Steven Spielberg to do, then I have completely killed the art. Now, how does that apply to this question? If you get players that grew up idolizing the local team and are now the team captains or are now the leaders on there, I worry that there could be a situation in their headspace where they're saying, oh, what am I supposed to do as the Saints leader and all this other kind of stuff.
Me snoring.
So they end up getting in their own heads, and then that renders them ineffective as players.
I'll make this real simple, Bruce.
Thank you.
What just happened? I blacked out there.
Tyrann Mathieu is going to be the leader of the fucking defense. Everywhere he goes, players follow and gravitate to him. And I know the Saints have Demario Davis, and I know they have Cam Jordan, whatever. By week 1, Tyrann Mathieu is going to be the dude defense. How about that? I'll make it simpler than Kevin's Steven Spielberg.
Next question.
Analogy.
And we'll totally reenact Ghost for Closet Chums.
And we could do all the Indiana Jones movies if you're going to reenact.
Hopefully the clay making scene.
Yes, that's exactly what we were going to do.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, you could do the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. You could rip the heart.
Oh, my love.
Oh, damn.
What you got for us, Thomas?
Okay, next question from Glenn H76, I think. First time question from him. Who is your favorite signing /drafted player this offseason?
Oh.
I only get to wait. Do I get
to
pick one of each, or I can only pick one player? One player.
One player.
Ooh. See, for me, it's like it's Landry or it's Matthew. So like it. Oh.
Monday. I'm done. Thanks. Next question.
Ooh.
Dave,
Smoke Monday is it
you have
eligible?
eaten pretzels. You have eaten whatever that is. You ate Bluebell ice cream, a heavenly hash.
There you go. That's right. New Orleans fans will recognize the heavenly hash.
He did the full Cariello.
Not sponsored by
diabetic coma. He just boom, boom, boom.
Okay. Still have Halloween candy. I mean, not Halloween. Easter.
It smells like nougat.
Still do have Halloween candy.
Well,
yes, they have
Easter. It's a lave for him.
They have Easter candy, and they still haven't eaten it, and it's been a month and a half. Yeah, well, God, and then they're gonna cry about it. Where's my Easter candy? I don't know. You had a month and a half statute of limitations on this, and you blew it. So it's gone. That's it.
Get your mouth ready for this noise, Dave.
Dave's like, I don't know. I'm gonna.
That's why I don't eat candy.
That's why they make Novocaine.
Yeah.
This question's hard for Dave because they got his boy Smoke Monday.
No, it's not hard. That's it. It's the answer.
That's the answer.
I mean,
Dave. Ralph. Would you pick Landry or Matthew as your favorite between the two LSU guys?
Go
That's
Tigers.
the one I'm having a tough time.
I
with.
mean, for me, it's Honey Badger. Like, because Honey Badger, for me, the last 20 years for LSU, it's Joe Burrow, Honey Badger, and maybe Leonard Fournette as like the icons.
Man, I loved Landry at LSU. I absolutely loved him at LSU.
Gold brick.
I'm just saying, Ozman here is in the chat is challenging me. He's saying, "Eat a gold brick next," and he doesn't know who the fuck he's going against because here's a fucking gold brick, and I'm about to eat that shit. All right?
You can
You thought you had me, huh? You thought you were being funny, huh? You thought you were a wise guy. You were joking around. Oh, he doesn't have a gold brick. Yeah, I got a gold brick, all right, and I'm eating it right now.
And then you're gonna make a break.
Bluff has been called, buddy.
Ozman is new here. He just signed up as a tier 1 subscriber. It's his first week. It's his first time doing it, Dave. He's new here. He doesn't understand the depths of your candy.
Oz, it may be your first rodeo. It is not the Candyman's first rodeo, okay?
Did you know that when you say Candyman in the mirror 5 times, Dave Cariello appears?
In your house, eat the gold brick.
Also, the heavenly
and he
hash
adjusts
is way
the
better than
thermostat.
gold brick. Yeah, the heavenly hash is better than the gold brick.
Next question.
Okay, last question of the show belongs to Ali, also known as Mexi in the Saints Discord. If I recall correctly, Jameis had a hard time hitting crossing routes last year. With 2 star receivers that have made a living crossing routes, how confident are we in Jameis getting the ball out with accuracy to his new weapons?
Andrew, that's a you question, Mr. Tape Eater.
Not very confident. No, I mean,
now we hate the signing.
He definitely struggles with like the short and intermediate passing, and yeah, I mean, you look at Jarvis Landry and Michael Thomas both. I mean, they make their hay running out routes, slants, hitches, button hooks. You know, like those are the routes they make their hay on, and that's how they move the chains. You know, on 3rd and 4, those guys are deadly in that space because they run those routes so well and they have great hands. And even if you cover them really tight, they make the tight contested catches. But yeah, you need a quarterback with good ball placement to, utilize those guys and maybe maximize their abilities. And that's not necessarily the quarterback that you want in those situations throwing the ball to them. So
God, I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that.
It's not great, Bob. It's not great.
Andrew, this podcast.
But consider the alternative. But consider the alternative. The alternative is Callaway, Traquan Smith, little Jordan Humphrey. Consider the alternative.
But it's back to the main point.
I think things are going to be just fine when you look at it that way.
It's back to Dave's glorious rant from earlier in the show. Jameis, figure that shit out.
We don't need to run crossing routes. We can just throw bombs to Kenny Stills and Kevin White.
Last freaking chance, Jameis. Don't blow it. And that's you too.
Thomas, make that a video and a GIF. Do that right now.
Do it.
It's your assignment for this week. So, Thomas, do we have a clip of the week from last week?
Of the week.
Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? Rolfie.
Of the week.
But before we go to the clip of the week, shout out to Saints Mexi, Dreamo, and the one and only Don Cariello for clipping their favorite moments. But by the way, Dave, you only have to click. Yeah, you made like 5 clips of the same moment, man. You only have to click once on that.
No, I think somebody hacked my
You
account.
probably did. You probably
come off it.
No, I
only
don't
did that
remember.
by accident.
Somebody hacked my account. I did something stupid. Somebody hacked my
Dave even
account.
doesn't know how
No,
to sub.
just say you
let
did or
alone
said
make a
something
clip.
asinine and just let the thing
Or
wash
you didn't
over
know how
you.
to run Twitch. He doesn't know how to work Twitch.
No,
the
I'm
editor.
serious. I have no. I don't remember clipping anything. I'm dead serious about
Oh,
this.
you don't
Clipping is
remember
too
stuff,
complicated
Dave?
for Dave.
That could be a symptom of something.
Too much gold brick.
Yeah, too much gold brick.
Thomas, hit the clip.
Okay, so clip by Budrich, and it's called Juge
I'm not even
is
subscribed.
just... Subscribe now, Dave.
I can't. I don't know how the thing works.
Juge is what?
The clip is called Juge is just there. So look at Andrew. The clip is pretty long, by the way.
One guy the nerds could pick on.
That's right.
Right. The crippled guy.
Ralph, where were you
I
when I
used to
needed
get-
you in high school?
Well, there used to be a guy in grammar school that was like really, really short, and he wore like a brace, and he used to torment me.
Oh my God! You got picked on by the other cripple guys too. You were the,
And
you were
I
the
put him in the
bottom of the
garbage.
cripple gang.
And then I put him
Jesus.
in, and then I pushed him into a garbage can one day.
Everyone has a hard time listening to Dave.
Well, that's a feel-good story if I've ever
I
heard
mean,
one.
it's like a pillow fight. It was like two bums having a food fight over a ham sandwich. It was just awful. You know, they could have sold tickets to it in the recess at Cripple Fight.
Juge looks way too normal there in that shot by himself.
He's worried. He's worried about the cripple talk. He's worried we're crossing a line.
I'm crippled. I can make fun of other cripples.
Sorry. Well, that and the fact that it's. What
You
was I
know-
going to say?
You know what's terrible about that is I remember that moment, and that was like when COVID was first starting to hit me. And I remember like how I was like, God, I feel terrible right now. I feel so bad. And I'm like, just keep it together. Like, and I like, it was preoccupying my mind. Like, it was all I could think about. But I was like, don't show it in your face. Don't show it in your face. Like, keep it cool, keep it calm. And then the next morning I woke up and I felt even worse, and I tested positive, and I was like, yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But I remember at that time, it's funny. I'm like looking at my face in that photo, in that video, and I'm just like, yep, like the COVID was hitting you hard at that point.
So as me and Dave were basically reenacting my cousin Vinny in his closet, your entire respiratory system was fighting.
Yes,
that's correct.
Was being put in a figure four.
Damn, a freaking COVID ripped off part of my head.
Now I ask you.
Well, I'm glad we started this show 10 minutes earlier.
Son of a
tonight,
bitch, you
'cause we
shot you was
managed to
wearing.
Just under 2 hours. Which,
Good thing we did this early.
which is by the way,
all 5 minutes early.
If you want the full show commercial free, you got to be a patron. So sign up. We need your support. The show doesn't happen. It's not magic. Bills got to be paid. Lights got to stay on. Just saying. So thanks everybody for supporting the show. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight on the live stream. We do this every Monday. It's amazing. You should join us. Thomas doing a nice job. Thanks to
Nice. That's
everybody, for
that's good as I
Dave,
would put it.
Kevin, for Andrew. It was amazing tonight. For Thomas, doing a great job in Poland, running the show as always. And remember, kids, don't shoot your dick off. Until next week, the bar is closed.
Shoot up.
They retired, Drew.